In the early 1960s, Japan was experiencing a revolutionary period in its automotive industry. Among the companies leading this change was Daihatsu, a manufacturer founded in 1907 that would soon make history with a car called the Compagno. This is the story of how a small Japanese company, known primarily for three-wheeled vehicles, created a car that would help introduce Japanese automotive engineering to the world. The story begins in 1961 at the Tokyo Motor Show, where Daihatsu unveiled its first attempt at a passenger car. The initial design drew inspiration from the Italian-made Fiat 1800 and 2100 models, but the public's reaction was less than enthusiastic. Recognizing the need for improvement, Daihatsu made a crucial decision to partner with Vignale, an Italian design firm known for its expertise in automotive aesthetics. The name chosen for this ambitious project was Compagno, derived from the Italian word meaning companion or partner. This name wasn't just a marketing choice, it represented Daihatsu's vision of creating a versatile vehicle that could truly be a partner in people's daily lives. The company planned to build multiple variants on the same platform, including a two-door sedan, four-door sedan, pickup truck, van, and convertible, a revolutionary approach for a Japanese manufacturer at the time. In April 1963, the first Compagno rolled off the production line. It was the Compagno light van, designated as Model F30V. 2 months later, in June 1963, Daihatsu introduced the Compagno wagon, Model F30. But it was the November 1963 release of the two-door sedan, known as the Berlina, that truly showcased the Italian influence on the design. The Berlina came in two trim levels, Standard and Deluxe. The Deluxe version featured an Italian-inspired dashboard and a sophisticated three-spoke Nardi steering wheel, demonstrating the successful fusion of Japanese engineering and European styling. Under the hood, the early Compagno models were equipped with a modest 797 cubic centimeter four-cylinder engine. This power plant produced 41 horsepower, not particularly impressive by today's standards, but sufficient for the lightweight car to reach speeds of up to 110 kilometers per hour, or about 68 miles per hour. The engine was paired with a 4-speed manual transmission, which was standard for cars of that era. The engineering team at Daihatsu had focused on creating a robust yet lightweight chassis. They chose a ladder frame design which provided excellent structural integrity while allowing for easy modification to accommodate different body styles. The suspension system was equally well thought out, featuring independent wishbones with torsion bars at the front and a live axle with semi-elliptical leaf springs at the rear. This combination delivered a comfortable ride while maintaining good handling characteristics. In 1965, Daihatsu made a significant upgrade to the Compagno line by introducing a larger 958 cubic centimeter ER engine. This new power plant boosted the output to 55 horsepower, and in the sporty Spider convertible variant, a twin carburetor setup pushed the power even further to 65 horsepower. The increased power allowed the Compagno to reach speeds of up to 130 kilometers per hour or 81 miles per hour. The same year marked a historic moment for both Daihatsu and the Japanese automotive industry as a whole. The Compagno became the first Japanese car to be officially imported into the United Kingdom. This was no small achievement. It represented Japan's first serious attempt to compete in the European automotive market. The British version of the Compagno came well equipped with features that were considered luxuries at the time, including a heater, radio, and reclining seats. However, success in the British market proved challenging. The Compagno faced stiff competition from established local manufacturers, and its higher price point combined with limited brand recognition made it difficult to gain significant market share. Despite these challenges, the Compagno's presence in the UK market served as a pioneering move that would later benefit other Japanese manufacturers. The interior of the Compagno reflected Daihatsu's attention to detail and commitment to user comfort. The dashboard was designed with functionality in mind, featuring clear instrumentation and easily accessible controls. The seats were engineered to provide good support during long drives, and the cabin space was optimized to accommodate both driver and passengers comfortably. Throughout its production run from 1963 to 1970, the Compagno lineup expanded to include several variants. The sedan versions, available in both two-door and four-door configurations, catered to families and individuals seeking a practical daily driver. The wagon variant offered additional cargo space, making it popular among small business owners. The pickup truck version provided utility with its open cargo bed, while the convertible Spider model added a touch of sporty sophistication to the range. By the time production ended in 1970, approximately 120,000 Compagnos had been manufactured. While this number might seem modest by today's standards, it represented a significant achievement for Daihatsu and helped establish the company's reputation in the passenger car market. The Compagno's successor, the Daihatsu Consorte, would continue the company's journey in the compact car segment. Today, the Daihatsu Compagno holds a special place in automotive history. It represents more than just a car. It stands as a symbol of Japan's emergence as a global automotive power. The Compagno demonstrated that Japanese manufacturers could produce vehicles that combined quality engineering with appealing design, setting the stage for the Japanese automotive industry's future success in international markets. For collectors and enthusiasts, the Daihatsu Compagno represents an important piece of automotive history. Its unique combination of Japanese engineering and Italian design makes it a distinctive classic car, particularly the rare Spider convertible variant. In the late 1980s, as Japan's economic bubble reached its peak, Nissan embarked on a unique automotive venture that would create one of the most adorable-looking cars of its era, the Nissan Pao. This small hatchback produced from 1989 to 1991 wasn't just another compact car. It represented a bold experiment in automotive design that continues to captivate car enthusiasts worldwide. The Pao was part of Nissan's ambitious Pike series, a special lineup that included 3 other distinctive models, the B1, the Figaro, and the quirky S Cargo. Each of these vehicles pushed the boundaries of conventional car design, but the Pao stood out for its clever blend of modern engineering and nostalgic aesthetics. The mastermind behind the Pao's design was Naoki Sakai, a talented designer whose creative vision extended beyond automobiles. Before working on the Pao, Sakai had made his mark designing for Olympus, and he would later go on to contribute to Toyota's Will series of cars. Sakai's approach to the Pao's design was revolutionary for its time. He wanted to create a car that didn't just transport people, but also evoked emotional connections through its thoughtful design elements. The Pao's exterior design reads like a greatest hits album of 1960s European car design. The external door hinges, a distinctive feature that immediately catches the eye, were inspired by the original Austin Mini. These weren't just for show. They allowed the doors to open wider, making it easier for passengers to get in and out. The windows featured an unusual flap-up design, borrowed from the Citroën 2CV, a beloved French car known for its simplicity and charm. At the rear, the split tailgate design paid homage to the Austin A40 Farina Countryman, with an upper glass section that lifts up and a lower portion that folds down. Looking at the side of the Pao, you'll notice distinctive strakes running along the body. These design elements weren't random. They were a clever reference to the wooden construction of classic Woody cars, adding another layer of historical connection to the Pao's design. The round headlights and simple grille completed the retro look while maintaining a clean, modern aesthetic. The interior of the Pao continued this thoughtful blend of old and new. The dashboard featured a minimalist design centered around a round speedometer, with toggle switches that felt like they belonged in a vintage aircraft. Yet, despite its retro appearance, the interior was designed for modern convenience and comfort. When Nissan unveiled the Pao at the Tokyo Motor Show in October 1987, it created quite a stir. The company knew they had something special on their hands and decided to handle sales differently. Instead of traditional dealership sales, Nissan implemented a reservation system that ran from January 15th to April 14th, 1989. This unique approach turned out to be prescient. The demand for the Pao far exceeded expectations. The Pao was produced at Nissan's specialized Pike factory, a facility dedicated to creating limited production, design-focused vehicles. Initially, Nissan planned to build just 10,000 units. However, when 51,657 applications flooded in during the reservation period, they revised their plans. Even with increased production, Only 31,352 Paos were ever manufactured, making it a rare sight even in its home market of Japan, where it was sold exclusively through Nissan Cherry stores. Under the hood, the Pao shared its mechanical foundation with the Nissan March, also known as the Micra in other markets. The heart of the car was a 1.0-liter MA10S inline-4 engine, a water-cooled unit equipped with a single-barrel carburetor. This engine produced 52 horsepower at 6,000 revolutions per minute and 75 newton-meters of torque at 3,600 revolutions per minute, with a compression ratio of 9.5 to 1 and identical bore and stroke measurements of 68 millimeters. Buyers could choose between two transmission options: a 5-speed manual transmission, model code PK10GF, or a 3-speed automatic transmission, model code PK10GA. The manual transmission became the more desirable choice among enthusiasts, offering a more engaging driving experience that matched the car's character. The Pao's dimensions were perfectly suited for urban environments. It measured 147.2 inches in length, 61.8 inches in width, and stood 58.2 inches tall, with a wheelbase of 90.5 inches. The front and rear track widths were nearly identical at 53.3 and 53.7 inches respectively, while ground clearance was a practical 6.4 inches. Depending on the configuration, the car's weight ranged from 1,587 to 1,675 pounds, with a gross vehicle weight between 2,193 and 2,281 pounds. The Pao's handling was enhanced by its rack and pinion steering system and well-designed suspension, independent struts in the front, and a 4-link coil spring setup in the rear. The braking system combined front disc brakes with rear drums, while 155/SR12 tires and a tight 4.4-meter turning circle made the Pao incredibly maneuverable in city environments. One of the Pao's most distinctive features was its available canvas top option. Models equipped with this feature received special model codes, PK10 GFW for manual transmission versions and PK10 GAW for automatics. This option added to the car's already considerable charm and provided an open-air driving experience that enhanced its appeal. Today, the Nissan Pao stands as a testament to a unique moment in automotive history when a major manufacturer dared to create something truly different. While it was never officially exported outside Japan, enthusiasts worldwide have imported these cars to various countries, including the United States and United Kingdom, where they've developed a devoted following. The Pao remains a fascinating example of how thoughtful design and attention to detail can create a car that transcends its original role as simple transportation to become a cherished piece of automotive history. Picture this, a Formula One engine screaming at 13,000 revolutions per minute, not on a racetrack, but on public roads. The year was 1989. And in a bold move that shocked the automotive world, Yamaha, a company known for motorcycles and pianos, decided to build what could have been the most radical supercar in history. This isn't just the story of the OX99-11. This is the story of how a musical instrument maker nearly changed the supercar game forever with a street-legal Formula One car that sat its passenger behind the driver like a fighter jet. The year was 1989. And Yamaha was about to compose its most ambitious symphony yet. The Japanese manufacturing giant had set its sights on the prestigious world of Formula One racing, partnering with the German racing team Zakspeed. Their first creation was the OX88, a 3.5-liter V8 engine that would serve as their entry ticket into the high-stakes world of F1. But the road to success proved challenging. The OX88 engine struggled with reliability issues and failed to make its mark in the competitive racing circuit. For many companies, this setback might have spelled the end of their Formula One ambitions, but not for Yamaha. Instead of retreating, they chose to regroup. Taking a strategic pause in 1990, Yamaha's engineers went back to their drawing boards. Their next creation would prove to be far more sophisticated, the OX99, 3.5-liter V12 engine. This power plant made its debut in 1991, finding a home in the cars of the legendary Brabham racing team. While success on the track remained elusive, this engine would become the heart of something extraordinary. During this period, a bold vision began to take shape within Yamaha's halls. What if they could take their Formula One technology and create something unprecedented? A road car that could deliver the thrills of F1 racing to everyday enthusiasts? To turn this dream into reality, Yamaha reached across the globe to partner with International Automotive Design, or IAD, a British engineering firm known for pushing the boundaries of automotive innovation. The project kicked off in early 1991, with designer Takuya Yura leading the charge. His mission was clear: create a vehicle that would stand apart from every other supercar on the planet. The result would be nothing short of revolutionary. By early 1992, the first prototype of the OX99-11 emerged from IAD's workshops. At its core was a carbon fiber monocoque chassis, the same technology that formed the backbone of Formula One cars. But what truly set the OX99-11 apart was its unique seating arrangement. Drawing inspiration from Yamaha's motorcycle heritage, the passenger seat was positioned directly behind the driver, creating a tandem configuration that had never been seen in a modern supercar. The OX99-11's body was a masterpiece of handcrafted aluminum panels, each one shaped to achieve perfect aerodynamic efficiency. The front featured a distinctive wing integrated into the nose, while large side air intakes fed the mid-mounted engine. The most striking feature was its fighter jet-style canopy roof, which opened upward to reveal the cockpit. Inside, the OX99-11 was a study in purposeful minimalism. The dashboard featured a central instrument cluster that provided essential information without unnecessary distractions. Carbon fiber was left exposed throughout the interior, a reminder of the car's racing DNA. At the heart of this extraordinary machine was a modified version of Yamaha's Formula One engine. While the racing version of the OX99 V12 could produce 600 horsepower at a screaming 13,000 revolutions per minute, the road car's engine was tuned to deliver 400 horsepower at 10,000 revolutions per minute. This naturally aspirated engine featured dual overhead camshafts and an incredible 60 valves, 5 per cylinder. The numbers were just unbelievable. The OX99-11 could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.2 seconds with a top speed of 217 miles per hour. These figures put it in the company of the world's fastest cars of the early 1990s. The car's lightweight construction, tipping the scales at just 2,205 pounds, combined with its sophisticated double wishbone suspension and ventilated disc brakes, promised handling dynamics that could rival pure racing cars. But sometimes, even the most brilliant compositions face obstacles that prove insurmountable. As development costs soared, tensions began to emerge between Yamaha and IAD over budget allocations. The project was transferred to Yamaha's subsidiary, Ypsilon Technology, with an ambitious 6-month deadline to achieve production readiness. The early 1990s brought an economic downturn in Japan, casting a shadow over the project's viability. With an estimated price tag of $800,000, questions arose about market demand for such an expensive vehicle from a manufacturer without a track record in supercar production. In 1994, Yamaha made the difficult decision to cancel the OX99-11 project. Only 3 prototypes were ever built, making it one of the rarest and most enigmatic supercars ever created. These 3 machines stand as testament to what might have been in DOS, a symphony of speed that was never fully performed. Today, the Yamaha OX99-11 remains a fascinating chapter in automotive history. It represents a moment when a company dared to blur the lines between Formula One technology and road car practicality, creating something truly unique in the process. While it never reached production, its influence can be seen in the modern supercars that followed, proving that sometimes the most important compositions are the ones that inspire others to dream bigger. In the world of automotive history, some stories stand out not just for their innovation, but for how they connect the past and present. This is the story of the Toyota Classic, a remarkable vehicle that emerged in 1996 as a bridge between Toyota's humble beginnings and its modern success. The year was 1996, and Toyota, one of the world's leading automakers, was celebrating a significant milestone, the 60th anniversary of their first passenger car. To mark this occasion, They didn't just host a ceremony or release a commemorative book. Instead, they created something extraordinary: the Toyota Classic, a modern car designed to look like their very first passenger vehicle, the 1936 Toyota Model AA. To understand the Toyota Classic, we need to go back to 1936, when Toyota was still known as Toyota, after the founder's name, Kiichiro Toyota. The company had just begun its journey into automobile manufacturing with the Toyota Model AA. This first attempt at passenger car production wasn't created in isolation. It drew heavy inspiration from the Chrysler Airflow, an American car that was revolutionizing automotive design with its streamlined appearance. The Model AA marked Toyota's first step into the competitive world of automobile manufacturing, setting the foundation for what would become one of the world's largest automakers. Fast forward to the 1990s, and retro-styled vehicles were experiencing a renaissance. Car manufacturers worldwide were looking back at their heritage for inspiration, but Toyota took this trend in a unique direction. Instead of simply incorporating retro elements into a modern design, they decided to create an almost exact modern replica of their original car. The Toyota Classic was a masterpiece of design fusion. Its exterior captured the essence of 1930s automotive styling, complete with rounded fenders that seemed to float above the wheels, a tall, commanding grille that dominated the front end, and freestanding headlamps mounted on short stalks, a signature feature of pre-war automobiles. The body panels were carefully crafted to mirror the vintage aesthetic, with side strakes and wide, rounded fenders housing small truck tires mounted on delicate lace alloy wheels. But beneath this nostalgic exterior lay the heart of a modern Toyota. The Classic was built on the frame of a fifth-generation Toyota Hilux pickup truck, specifically the GAYN 86 rear-wheel drive platform. Under the hood, you wouldn't find the original Model AA's engine, but rather a 2.0-liter 3YE inline-4 engine. This modern power plant produced 96 horsepower and 118 pound-feet of torque, modest by today's standards, but substantially more than its 1930s predecessor. The dimensions of the Classic were impressive, measuring 192.3 inches in length, 68.3 inches in width, and standing 65 inches tall. With a wheelbase of 112.2 inches and a curb weight of 3,263 pounds, it had a substantial presence on the road, much like the original Model AA. Step inside the Classic, and you'd find yourself in a space that perfectly balanced old and new. The dashboard featured rich wood trim, reminiscent of luxury cars from the 1930s, while the leather upholstery provided modern comfort. The interior designers managed to incorporate contemporary Toyota features and amenities while maintaining the vintage atmosphere, creating a unique driving environment that paid tribute to automotive history while embracing modern convenience. The Classic's transmission was a 4-speed automatic, sending power to the rear wheels, a layout that would have been familiar to drivers of the original Model AA, though executed with modern precision and reliability. The suspension system, borrowed from the Hilux, ensured that despite its vintage looks, the Classic rode with the comfort and stability expected of a 1990s vehicle. What makes the Toyota Classic particularly special is its rarity. Toyota produced just 100 units, each priced at approximately $75,000, a significant sum that reflected both the car's unique nature and its limited availability. These vehicles were sold exclusively in Japan, making them even more elusive to automotive enthusiasts worldwide. The Toyota Classic represents more than just a commemorative vehicle. It stands as a testament to Toyota's journey from a small Japanese automaker to a global automotive giant. While other manufacturers in the 1990s were also exploring retro designs, like Nissan with its Figaro and Plymouth with the Prowler, the Classic stood apart. It wasn't simply inspired by vintage design, it was a direct homage to Toyota's first passenger car, created with a level of detail and authenticity that went beyond mere nostalgia.